Forged in fire. Well, that's what Aklot says about its new Metal X guitar, so today we're going to take a look. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and I first discovered Aklot when I was just searching Amazon and discovered this. They're a 7-string guitar and it was under 250 bucks, and I said, wow, okay, so let's check them out. Turns out that guitar was actually very good, and I've since reviewed their LP style and their Strat style, and they just came out with a V style and an Explorer style. It's basically what this is, you know, a modern take on the Explorer, and this thing is really quite nice. Coming in at only 7.5 pounds with an Okoume body, which is going to give you warm resonance, punchy tone. Well, it's also got a roasted maple neck and a roasted maple fretboard. This thing has got a lot going on for, it actually lists for $299, but there's a coupon right now that brings it down to $269, so 270 bucks. It's a lot of guitar for 270 bucks. 24 rounded ball end stainless steel medium jumbo frets on this thing, and it's just aggressive all the way from that headstock all the way to the body. You've got so many nice little cuts and stuff on this thing. I mean, it's aggressive, it's metal looking, and it is nice. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you all the rest of the details in just a couple of minutes, but first, let's go ahead and see how it sounds. Well, since this is pretty much a metal attitude guitar, let's start off with some metal. I'm using my standard rig on the Fender Tone Master Pro, basically a 5150, the blue channel. I have no overdrive on here, just the gain from the amp. You know, this could benefit from an overdrive pedal, but I want you to hear it the way that it sounds. The pickups aren't quite as hot as some of my other, quote, metal guitars, but it definitely holds its own. So that was the bridge pickup. Let's go ahead and go to both pickups here. And we'll go to just the neck pickup. Personally, I prefer it all the way down. You know, listen, if this guitar only had one pickup, the bridge pickup, and only one knob, the volume knob, I'd be perfectly happy. I typically don't use tone knobs that much. Sometimes I do, if I'm recording and I just want to get just that sweet spot or something like that, so it's nice that it's there. But one thing that is kind of cool about this is that we've got two different buttons on there for your strap, just in case you want to go a little bit higher or lower on the fly. That's something I haven't really seen before. Yeah, so it does metal. It does metal quite well. I'm very happy with that. I just wish the pickups were a little bit hotter, and it's possible that the fact that the pots on here, they're a little bit small. Much like the 7-string that I reviewed earlier, the pots on this one are pretty small. It took off that back cavity cover and was like, wow, those are little tiny pots on there. So I think they could really benefit by just upgrading the electronics in there, you know, the pots and stuff. All right, well, let's go ahead and put this on a clean rig. Just, you know, I don't think this guitar is meant for this at all, but I'll go ahead and see what it sounds like that. Let's go ahead and put it on that one right there. So now we're just on the neck pickup. And for a little bit of strumming. And in the middle. Now real quickly, because the body is Okoume and we've got a roasted maple neck and fretboard on here, I feel like it's putting a little bit of extra weight in the front. Neck dive, if I really push it, I can get it to neck dive a little bit, but it isn't really all that bad. I mean, because really your stance with this guitar is going to be more like this, and I just, you know, your arm is pushing down on that point, which it kind of negates that, right? So not worried about that at all. But yeah, the way this thing is formed and everything, you can really get up into those upper frets. It's good. But yeah, I really dig it. And you know what? At the price of $269, I can afford to put like a Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge or something like that. So it's really pretty nice. All right, before I get into the rest of the details on this, I do want to tell you that there was something about this guitar when I first got it. I was like, wait a minute, something seems off. Well, let me show you this video right here. So the neck was actually not seated in the neck pocket properly, which basically made the neck go this way, meaning that the high E string was really far into the fretboard and the low E string was almost hanging off the fretboard once you got down here. Very easy fix though. First you want to detune it, then you're going to just loosen up those 4 bolts on the back plate there. And then once you do, it's easier with 2 people. I did it with 1 though. You just put pressure on the neck to push it back so that it's straight, and then you tighten up those 4 bolts. And once I did that, everything lined up perfectly, so that was good. Now you're not going to be able to lower the action by lowering the bridge, all right? Because that thing is pretty much decked right now. So I don't know if they're all like that, but mine was like that. Action is actually really good. I did have to adjust the truss rod just a little bit, just a couple of turns on that. And that's about it. You know, I mean, if it's on Amazon. So if I had bought this and didn't know how to fix it, I would have either sent it back and got a replacement or just sent it back. But little things like that you can fix yourself, just got to apply it. All right, some of the other features. Well, I don't know if it's really a feature. There's no fret markers on this neck. I'm getting more used to playing without the fret markers. I mean, there are on, you know, you have side dots here, but no fret markers on the neck. It's a nice clean look. If you're really leaning over and looking, you're gonna get confused. Just look at your side dots. Like I said, look at that headstock, man. That is just aggressive looking. I like that a lot. Not a huge fan of reverse headstocks, but on here, I'm digging it. Some standard tuners here. They're Aklot branded, but they're just, you know, standard tuners. The neck profile on this is a C shape, and it's not, you know, it's not super, super thin, but it is very comfortable. You know, on something like my Jacksons, they've got a just almost flat neck on the back there. I mean, you know, it's just very, very thin. This has got a little bit of a C to it, and it's really comfortable. It's actually nice to play, and it is like an unfinished. I like that a lot. As far as the pickups on here, they've got those smooth covers on there, so it looks like they're active, but they are not. They're not active pickups. They're humbuckers. And they say on their listing, which I do recommend you read on Amazon because they're very eloquent and very descriptive. A voice forged for fire, armed with ceramic magnets, 9.5K neck, and a 10K bridge, engineered to deliver classic hot-rodded tones with modern authority. Well, as you heard, it does sound really good. They're just not quite, I mean, for a guitar like this, I would think they'd just be like, you know, hot-rodded. Now, this right here is my original 1984 Explorer that I bought for 200 bucks, I think, from Freedom Guitar in downtown San Diego. They had a big sale, Sunday, you know, but I love this guitar. I always have. Big fan of the Scorpions and Matthias Jabs, and so I was like, ooh, yeah. But this is a modern take on it. It is about the same weight as the Explorer, but it's got just, so, like I said, all these facets and all these cuts, even on the back of it. Look at that. But like I said, it's got all this shaping even on the back of it. I mean, it looks really good. And that headstock and just, oh yeah, it's a good looking guitar. I don't know if they'll have other colors in the future, but this is the red one. I think it was Twilight Red or something like that. They also have a black one, but that seems to be out of stock on the website right now, but they're pretty good about restocking. As far as the finish on this, it just kind of feels like a natural stain, and it looks really good. The black one, I think it's matte, but it's painted black. If you haven't figured it out already, you got one tone, one volume, and a 3-way switch. If you didn't watch the demo, you probably missed that I did talk about neck dive. It has a tiny bit of neck dive, but this point right here being under your arm kind of negates that. And it is a 24.5-inch scale length with 24 frets. And guess what? It also came with the gig bag because it's kind of difficult to find gig bags for shapes like that. It fits it perfectly. It has the neck pad inside of there, so that's good, and 2 Velcro straps to hold it in there. So that is quite nice, actually. It's not the thickest gig bag ever, but inside of this pouch right here, get a little after sales card, and on the back here it says, "We're here for you, Aklot." And on Amazon, they actually say that they have 24-hour assistance, so there you go. I haven't needed it, so I don't know, but then we've got an instruction book for the guitar itself. You know, they give you the basics in there on how to adjust truss rods and all that kind of stuff, so that's good. They even tell you how to tune it. But that's something that I noticed. All of the other Aklot guitars that I got came with a little bag in there that had a tuner and a set of strings, or, you know, a strap, that kind of thing. I don't remember seeing that. It's not inside this case. I don't remember seeing it inside the box, so it's possible that that doesn't come with this one. And I don't see it on their listing. Let me look. Yeah, I don't see that, but again, $269, what do you expect? You also get a nice little electric guitar guide, and it tells you a little bit about electric guitars and a little bit about how to play them. Gives you some tabs and things like that in here, so that's pretty cool. You know, these days you can get a lot of guitar for a little money, or you can get a lot of guitar for a lot of money. At least we have choices, and I'm glad to see this one. I really like it, and I think you might too if you're into the metal stuff. I don't know if they're calling it NEX, but I just know that on their listing it says Aklot Metal X, so that's what you got. And I just want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to this channel. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. Click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. It is not inexpensive to run these channels. There is also a thanks button down there if you're so inclined. Toss a couple bucks my way, that helps me out. And down in the comments, if you would just tell me if there's anything that you'd like to see me review here in the channel. That would be great. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.